I will send you the email that I got.
Gotcha. No worries.
Also,
All right, is it 11 o'clock? It is 11 o'clock. Let's get started. All right, how are we doing? Doing good, doing good. Welcome. We have a guest here. And how are we doing over here? Table number 2, representing. Online, how are we doing, Jamie Goldman? Whoop, whoop. All right, awesome. Let's start with attitude for gratitude, and we will get this team meeting underway. So, attitude for gratitude. What's some gratitude we want to share over the last? Pamela.
I am thankful for Brooksy.
Aw, fantastic.
She helps me so much with all of the technology side of things, and she's been viewing properties with me too.
I saw that. That's
I'm
fantastic.
very grateful for
Love
Brooksy.
that. Great, great, great. Thank you, Pam. That's a great one to start with. What's another one? Attitude for gratitude.
Team Meeting was grateful to bring Courtney Manuel to the office as a new team member.
Awesome. Welcome, Courtney. We're excited. That's exciting. Well done, Gabe. Great one. What's one more? Attitude for gratitude. Hey, there's Mark Mays, Mr. Fantasy Football. He's not saying anything. There he is. There's the smile. All right, one more. Attitude for gratitude. William's got grit on the back of his wall there. Who wants to take it away? One more. Jamie Goldman.
Hey there.
Hey, I can hear you.
I had to update my computer. So I am heading back to Florida for several weeks next month. And there are a couple of agents that have very kindly volunteered to cover and help me with business while I'm out of town. And I know that there are a ton of agents that would help if I asked. And so it's nice to know that you kind of always have somebody here supporting you. So I appreciate that.
Absolutely. Love that. And thank you for helping out. And Jamie, good on you for going back and doing what you got to do. So our priority. Steve Nickerson, welcome back from the Pacific Coast. How are we doing, my friend?
Good. I didn't leave. I'm still here.
Oh, there you go. So, hey, hey, Steve, since you're zooming in from sunny San Diego, what's your attitude for gratitude? What are you gracious for?
I'm grateful for my family and grateful for my team.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, fantastic, my friend, and thank you for joining in. Love having the Zoom there. So let's get started. Let's start talking about business here and upcoming listings. So upcoming listings. Who has upcoming listing? Steve Nickerson, take us away.
All right, so we've got one coming up on English Sparrow. It'll hit this weekend. It's going to be $650. It's 5-bedroom with a finished basement, 3-car garage, beautiful home, lots of updates. Should do really well over there. It's Indigo Hills. Should, like I said, do really well. 5 bedrooms. It has a first floor guest suite with an ensuite. Newer kitchen, newer baths, finished basement, like I said, nice bar downstairs, all kinds of good stuff. And then I also listed one out in Elizabeth in a new development from Lennar that is priced to compete against Lennar's new builds. It's also a 4-bedroom, does not have a finished basement. That's priced at $575, 3-car garage, nice lot. So if you have Elizabeth buyers, get them out there. That's a tough one so far.
There we go. So taken away with 2. Great job. All right, other upcoming listings. Listings.
Hey, Pat.
Yes.
Hey, Patrick.
Hey, Mark Mays.
How you doing? Yeah, we got a new one. Holly and I are co-listing, probably be on the market late next week, 5274 South Perry Court in Littleton, 80123, 2,900 square feet. It's a 4-3 mid-century modern tri-level. It's got some unique features to it. There's 2 patios, upstairs, downstairs. The upstairs is a quite nice almost a party area with a nice living area right off the kitchen and a big patio off the second floor. It's got a incredible garage. Sometimes you wonder if garage could be selling features. This one is 35 by 26 feet. So it's 3-car or 2-car and a boat. And there's certainly enough room for a workbench, work area behind the 3 bays. And it also has an RV pad next to the 3-car garage. So there's a lot of room for toys, as they say there. What else? 620,000, probably hit the market late next week. It has fireplace, first and second floors as well. So a really neat property. We're excited about it.
Great job, Mark and Holly. Awesome job. Hey, Josh Saxton. And Mark, hey, thank you so much for putting everything together on fantasy football. It's going to be a lot of fun this year. So thank you for that. I know you put some time into that.
Yeah.
And everybody watch out because Jenny's going down this year. Right, Jenny?
Nice.
Yes.
No.
I know what's exactly going to happen now. So awesome. All right, so let's keep going. So how about price improvements? Do we have any price improvements out there? Price improvements, price improvements. All right, let's keep on going. If you have price improvements, put those into the chat. Any buyer needs going on? William does. Take it away, Kretzer Life.
Buyer need, 2+ bedroom or more, townhome or condo, close to I-25 or 225 corridor, somewhere in there. It can be 5 miles either direction. Up to 375, must have garage.
Must have. And how about location-wise, William?
He said, did he?
Yes, just Denver, close to I-25 or 225.
Denver. I love it. All right. Anyone else have any buyer needs in Denver? Jamie does. Take it away, Jamie.
Hey, I've got a buyer for the Lakewood, kind of Littleton area, up to 500, and they need at least 4 bedrooms and a decent sized yard space.
All right. And is that Denver as well?
Littleton, Lakewood area.
Fantastic. William's going to come up and razz me here any second.
I think I'll get a squirt gun in there.
Right, the squirt gun. Love it. All right. Any other buyer needs? Buyer needs. All right, let's keep on going. So with that, Henry Russell, we have, hey, good morning.
Good morning.
I know, you never know when it's going to happen, right?
No.
So we have a team member we want to introduce, right? We have some exciting news going on. So come on up. Let's give Henry and.
So welcome, good morning, everyone. Thank you for the time. Obviously, I enjoy doing this every Wednesday. I'm lucky enough, and you all are lucky enough, to not have to see just my face anymore. I brought someone that looks better and is smarter. So 2 things that we're going to all enjoy, okay? So Brianna comes to us. She is a new team member. She just passed her MLO test with a 91% first try.
Nice work.
So again, smarter also than me. So, you know, I'm going to give her a little bit of time here in just a second, but I just wanted to say thank you again for the time. I really appreciate everyone that we've been talking with, dealing with, working with. I've got a couple of things today I'm going to go over to make our process a little bit more efficient and help you all with a little bit more knowledge. But before we get to all that fun stuff, I'm going to let Brianna do a little introduction, and she's also going to tell you about an event that we have coming up. So I'll let you take it away.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for the warm welcome. This office has been great so far. Everybody has a smiling face. It's been really fun to be here, so thanks for making me feel at home. I come from 12 years in the meeting and events industry. I was a talent broker for a lot of years, so I've worked with many different corporations, different industries. I've really well connected with all of the nonprofits. in Denver, we were responsible for bringing talent in for a lot of the big galas here in town. So I know a lot of the organizations that are here and the good things that are being done in the community and connected with outreach. So that's kind of where I came from. I've always had an interest in finance, and I spent 3 years at Northwestern Mutual working for a financial planning firm doing life insurance. I was their director of insurance operations there. So life and disability and long-term care insurance to protect that valuable piece for families.
Yeah.
This is another area where I just had a lot of interest, real estate and mortgage lending. And I'm a property owner myself. I've got some investment property. I've been doing that for about 10 years, 12, 15 years now. Wow.
Longer than you thought.
So this is just another new exciting area for me to be branching into, and I'm excited to be here. We are excited to be having our grand opening party and want to invite you all to attend. We're hosting that at the end of this month, the last Thursday in September, the 24th. It's a Thursday. We want to do a happy hour and just have some drinks and some fun little snacky things to eat and just mingle and get to know everybody.
Yeah.
And just introduce you to some great folks that we know in the industry that are helpful and get to know you a little bit better. So please come for that. I'll be sending out an email so that you can send it around and share and let everybody know that that's happening.
Yeah. So during this grand opening, we're going to bring in some really cool people. Those of you that are newer, they'll be very beneficial for you because we're going to bring in a roofer that we can get out usually within 24 hours. I'm going to bring in my inspector. I can usually get him out within 24 hours. I'm going to bring in a couple of my title people that are going to be teaching some classes for you all, free CE credits. They're going to be doing a lot of really cool stuff. So they'll all be here on site for that happy hour. That's going to be going from probably 4 o'clock to 7 o'clock. Right now we have it slated for 4 to 6, but I feel like once the drinks get flowing and I start talking, it's going to take an extra hour. All right. So I kind of foresee that it's going to be 4 to 7 o'clock right here on site. So those of you that we haven't met, those of you that we have met, we would love to see you. You're going to be bombarded with emails and Facebook, and you're going to see videos about me talking about this event. Okay. So be ready for that. So really quickly, I kind of want to go over a couple things that are going to endear us to you, hopefully, in the sense of what's the best way to communicate with us, right? Because I know you all heard me talk about it last week that we had a record-breaking month, and obviously we're super busy, and we are so thankful for being super busy. Obviously, right now, with the way that things are in our economy and in America right now with the COVID-19, there's a lot of people out there that are struggling and trying to make ends meet. And here we are, we have the ability to sit here and make the amount of money that we want to make based on how hard we work, right? So it's an amazing position to be in. And I want to make sure that we can help as many people as we can that are in this office. So obviously there's people that we work with already. Brooksy and I have done some things together. Pamela and I have done some things together. I see Ross more than I see my wife right now, which I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I do.
We're going with it.
I'm going with it. So, you know, obviously we've had to put some things in place to help curtail our turn times for questions or anything like that. So one of the things that I want to talk to you all about today are turn times. Right? So what does that mean? So if I send Henry a email or a text, when should I expect to get something back, right? So right now it's 24 hours. Normally it's going to be under that, but I got to give you 24 hours because things just come up and we want to make sure that we're sticking to our service level agreement with all of our clients, whether it be a client or professional partner. So it's 24 hours. The other thing that I would ask is that instead of sending me a text, please send me an email. An email is easy for me to forward. A text is a little bit harder because then I'm going to try to get someone to answer your question. But if it's a text message, it may get lost, it may get answered late, and I don't want to do that to anyone. So I want to make sure that you all understand the best ways that are the most effective for us to give you answers. I've received messages on Facebook, I've received messages through text, I've received messages from phone calls and voicemails, and all of those things work, but it is the easiest if you can send us an email, and when you send the email, actually put in the email what it is that you need. Because a lot of times I'll just get a text that will just say, hey, can you do condos? Sure. Or I'll get a text that says, hey, do you do new builds, or do you do this, do you do that? And unfortunately, we need to have a lot of information so I can give you a real answer. It's just like if you had a client and you said to them, what kind of house are you looking for? And they said, well, 4 walls and a roof. Okay, how many bathrooms do you want? How many bedrooms do you want? Do you need a 2-car garage? So those are the things that you would ask for, and those are the same things that we would ask for. We want to make sure that we get back to you in a timely manner and we can get that information to you. So we talked about the questions on seminars. There's one thing that I don't know that everyone has been privy to. I know Brooksy and I have talked about this. I know Pamela and I have talked about this. I believe Ross and I have talked about this. So my company does offer postage and mailers and letters and labels if we co-market with you on any farm kits that you're looking to do. So let me say that again. We will pay for the postage, the envelope, the label, and the print job. Okay? All we have to have as a requirement for compliance is that we are co-marketed on the actual flyer or the piece. Okay? So those of you that are looking to do any farming or looking to do any marketing in that sense, please feel free to reach out to us via email so that we can get a time set up. We'll have some examples at the grand opening on Thursday, September 24th, between 4 and 7 p.m. So we'll have some examples for you to take a look at, but you guys are always welcome to come into the office at any time. We'll have a couple of examples. We have them outside of our door right now. They're all lined up for you. You can take a look at those, but we have over 1,300 different flyers that I can co-market with you, and all I need you to do is basically go to a link, pop in your logo, your profile picture, and your contact information. I can do everything else from here. And when I say I mean my team. Not necessarily me, exactly.
But way to go, Brianna.
Have you met Brianna? So I do want everyone to know that that is something we're going to be extending to all of you. We have worked with some of you in the past and done some of those things. We do open house flyers. We actually stop by open houses. I'll do videos with you at the open houses. I've done some one-on-one videos with some of the individuals. William and I have done some. Madison and I have done some. So please know that we're here to help you, to try to promote you. We're going to promote you on our own site in addition to other sites. So really wanted you all to know that those are the things that we're trying to offer you to add value to your business, because just like you have a business, we have a business, and we want to make sure that we can leverage each other for resources and tools. All right. Thank you so much for the time. I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you, Henry. And Brianna. Hey, Connor, jump up here with me. We got some awards. This is a fun meeting, right? When we get the awards going. Jump. Excellent. All right. Let's start with some cappers. And we'll go, and I'll just hand them to you, and you read them off. Does that work?
Sure.
Is that fun?
I can read.
Is that much better than I can? I make up my own words as I go.
I know you do.
So, all right, first one, capper. And if they're not here, then we'll give them 2 claps.
Oh,
Give her 2 claps.
Shelley Werdeman, you get 100% of your commission.
Great job, Shelly. There's another one.
This is the Freeloader Club.
This is the
I
Freeloader
like
Club.
freeloaders.
What?
Oh my gosh, Ryan Lawson.
Ryan Lawson, 2 claps.
Now you can afford to buy a color photo, dude. Awesome.
Whoa.
I love it.
Because we're freeloading the color. All right. Let's jump in and let's have some fun. Let's talk about individuals, and we'll start with individuals first, and then we'll work our way to our top individual and do the same thing with teams. How's that sound?
Sure.
I love seeing this one. I love seeing this one. Get ready. Would you please announce this one?
Oh, who is this person? Let me give you a clue. She's sitting up in the upper right-hand corner of your screen, and her dog keeps photobombing her. Jamie Goldman.
Jamie!
Number 3, individual.
Raise the roof. Well done, Jamie.
So she closed 1,155,000 in sales volume. That was a closing of 2 units. Way to go, Jamie.
Good job, Jamie. All right, here's another one. So makes me want to say the name.
It's my job. You gave me the job. Number 2 for August is closing 1,370,000 in sales volume, 2 units. Yeah, these are some nice price points.
I know.
But Doyle, congratulations.
But Doyle,
Number
2 months in a row, my friend. Great job. Great job. All right, here's another one.
All right, you have to have drum
The
roll.
number 1.
This just warms my heart. This is awesome. I know how hard she worked for this. Closed $1,511,000 in sales volumes, 1 unit. She worked her tail off on this one, I'm telling you that. Shelley Werdeman, way to go.
Way to
Number
go,
1.
Shelley. So before we jump onto teams, I find it interesting that the correlation between the number 1 individual and just happened to cap 2? Is that what I saw that one correct?
It's what happens when you WORK.
What is that?
WORK.
WORK.
Yeah.
It's a 4-letter word.
It is a 4-letter.
Woo! I was going to look for another one, and then I was going to get myself in trouble. All right, here, let's go to teams.
Take that away. Number 3 team for August closed $1,489,000 in sales volume, closed 4 units, the Jernigan team. Congratulations, Rex.
Well done, Rex's team. Great job. Great job.
Awesome.
I have more.
Good, because that's number 4, so there should be 3 more. I can do math.
That's funny.
So number 2 team for August closed $2,268,400 in sales volume for 4 closed units, and that's the Aravello Home Partnership team. So Andrew Aravello and team, way to go.
Woo! Nice job. I had to look at this one twice.
Really?
Because I was like, there's no way this was in 1 month. It was in 1 month.
Ooh.
Drum roll.
This happens to be my lucky number.
Tell me more.
So number 13, yeah. So met my husband on Friday the 13th.
You met Ron on Friday the
We lived
13th?
exactly 13 miles apart from each other.
Wow.
And the number 13 is just,
Are there
All over the
13
place.
kids and grandkids going on? Is that
I don't know, I don't do that math anymore.
count the picture?
So the number 1 team closed $6,896,000 in sales volume. Who wants to guess how many units that took? 13.
13.
I gave you a
I
clue.
know.
Yes, 13 units. And
It's
it's
like-
One Home, Colorado. Steve Nichols.
Well done, 1 home. Steve. Great job, Steve. And Steve, well done, well done. Ooh, there's where that gratitude came from.
13.
A little bit early. 13. 30 days. 13 and 30.
I bet they get 15 next month.
You know what?
It is this next month.
Huh. Well, this is what's interesting.
No, they get it back.
This is the Heavy Hitter Award, which who remembers what Heavy Hitter is? I know you know.
I know. Most
Say that
number-
again?
Yeah.
Most amount of listings.
Most amount of listings,
In 1
exactly.
month, yeah.
In 1 month. Look at the correlation here.
This is why you list, right? You get this cool piece of
Live
paper
to list.
and a blow it back. So the Heavy Hitter Award goes to absolutely 4 listings for $2,350,000 in volume. One Home, Colorado, Steve Nickerson Group.
Well done, 1 home, and Steve. Love it when they correlate like that, right?
It's amazing how that works.
So let's have some fun.
Okay.
I know I always get you nervous when I say that.
I
don't
know.
So, and I'm going to turn this bad boy around in a second.
Don't hurt yourself.
I will try not to. No promises. Because we'll just go this way, because otherwise it gets really confusing. All right, so for those online, do not look at this yet. I know everyone's on there. So if we looked at
They can't see it.
what's going on, what do you think has happened in the last 90 days? Business and personal. What's happened in your worlds? Last 90.
Online, go speaker view and you can see what's on the board.
Yes. Thank you, Deb.
I paid attention last meeting.
Love it when that happens. All right, business personal, come on. Participation time. What has happened in the last 90 days? What have you seen in your world? What have you seen in your market? I see Josh talking, but I'm not picking up Josh, if you're on mute and you're okay. Last 90 days, gang. What'd you see? I get to call on everyone otherwise.
Things are going crazy.
Tell me more. What do you mean by that?
Put a listing on the market. Showing started Saturday. 80% of the showings wrote offers at least 20 above list. Waived appraisal, waived inspection. We ended up getting 24 over list. I want 8 more in that neighborhood.
Woo! 8 more in that great listing. All right, so things are going crazy. No kidding, right? That's amazing. So things are going crazy. Awesome. What else? Last 90 days. Let's start drinking more coffee. Josh Saxton, what have you found in the last 90 days?
There we go. Can you hear me now?
There he is.
Yeah. Of course, you know, the market's very, very hot for sure. I would say I'm seeing a lot of twofold things. I'm seeing people that are extremely hesitant to make a jump into the market, and I'm seeing people that have an extreme amount of urgency. And I think that we kind of normally have those things, but I think more so, I'm seeing it more so in the last 90 days just because of COVID and the election coming up and the interest rates, and people are trying to figure out what all of this means in stock markets and all those things that affect the market that we have. So I think what it's doing is it's creating, I've seen at least, a pretty heavy split between the people that I've been working with, in that they are extremely hesitant to do anything, or we have to buy a house tomorrow and we want to get this locked up as soon as possible, more so than I've ever seen. Like, I'll go on, you know, not to say, you know, this and that, but, you know, I'll pick up a buyer and we'll go look at houses that weekend and be under contract. So.
Beautiful. All right. So two different tales on the market, those who are hesitant, those who have extreme urgency. What are you all seeing in the last 90 days? Gabe?
Not a lot of listings coming up.
Okay, so low inventory maybe? Okay. Great. What's something else?
Mortgage people are busier than ever.
Right, Henry just talked about that, right?
Yeah, so I mean, they even slowed down the refi market so they could take care of the purchase market.
And that's a telltale right there.
Yeah.
Okay. What's something else? Last 90 days. Jamie Goldman, what's the last 90 days? What have you seen out there?
So definitely the low inventory, which makes the listings move pretty quick if they're priced right. But also buyers that are reevaluating homes that they're in, and their needs are changing a little bit. You know, now all of a sudden everybody's working from home and you've got kids schooling at home, at least part-time. And so people need, you know, multiple spaces for family members to be on laptops. And, you know, some people want different kind of outdoor space because they're spending more time home than they are vacationing or traveling. So.
Perfect, perfect, perfect. I love that. Thank you, Jamie. Steve Nickerson. Do I still got you? In sunny San Diego?
I don't see him.
Oh, there he is. I thought you went to the water. Okay, so what are you seeing in the last 90 days?
A lot of creativity from buyer's agents to get their offers accepted. Seeing things I haven't seen before, communications I haven't seen before. And then listings, I mean, you know, I think listings is just a numbers game. You got to just continue to talk to sellers and owners and find those motivations. I think you just got to convince people now's the time. There's never been a better time to sell. And coincidentally, even though it's a seller's market, there's never really been a better time to buy because of interest rates. So I think it's a perfect storm on both sides for everybody. And that's the message that we've been articulating.
Yeah. Fantastic message. That's great, Steve. Bud Doyle, what are you seeing out there last 90 days? Hey, Bud.
sorry about that. Yeah, I would say probably, just to echo what Jamie and Steve said, it is a numbers game in terms of just the lead gen that can continue. And as we go into the fall, it still feels like everything's as hot as ever. And it's just a matter of kind of committing to lead gen and controlling what you can control. So there's a lot that we can't control as realtors, but the thing that we can control is kind of our lead gen efforts or so. And even as we go into the fall, to try to get, just to try to keep the funnel full and just keep prospecting and, trying just to do the best we can every day to move our business forward.
That's a great message, Bud. Thank you. So you don't stop, right? We're not getting complacent. We're pushing forward. Is that correct?
Yeah, absolutely. And to have kind of the internal motivation to kind of just sort of keep going and finish the year strong or so is kind of a daily habit or a daily, 5 days a week. What can I do today to move my business forward? And I'm thinking about this a lot lately. I might have said it a couple weeks ago. It's like I'm tied more to the behaviors than I am the results. I think it's hard if you're tied to the results all the time, because if you don't get them, it's like, well, I'm going to do something else. And at least in my world, it's like, I'm going to just be tied to the lead gen behaviors and just keep doing them over and over again. Knowing kind of like, as Steve just said, that it does become kind of a numbers game in terms of the amount of contacts you can have on a daily or weekly basis.
That's a bumper sticker.
That is a bumper sticker and a t-shirt.
Well, yeah, fall in love with the activity. So Madison said something once too, that her coach had told her, you have to fall in love with the boredom of lead generation. You got to be okay with that, because it's the activity repeated over and over and over again that will bring the results. Without the activity, there's no results. We get it backwards.
We do. Huh.
Yep.
Interesting. Those are great points. So what happened personally out there the last 90 days? And we covered business. Now on the personal side. Obviously, there's been a lot of changes going on, right? Kind of?
90 days.
Yeah, 90 days. What has happened in our personal worlds? I'll give you an example. Mine. School. Right? Kids go back to school. Whoops, psych, they don't go back to school. Whoop, they're going back to school. Whoops, psych, let's play that game, right? So schools in our world. What else you seen out there? What's going on in the personal world? Because these two tie together, I promise you.
Yep.
Jump on in, the water's warm.
Still a lot of social events that are closed.
Yeah, Jesse, right? Social events.
It's like
that are closed.
You go to a social event now. It's like going to a speakeasy back in the 30s, right? You had to know the secret handshake and door knock. And, who is it? You got your mask? No. All right, come in.
Yeah. You're so right about that. All right, so now we're gone in the world of speakeasies. Okay, what else we got? In the personal world, thank you, Jesse. What else is going on? Last 90 days, what are you seeing? Josh, take it away.
Yeah, so on the note, we have a lot of friends, family, everybody else that are all of a sudden expecting. So that's a product of, staying home a little more.
Yeah.
You just tripped me up on that one completely, Josh. So thank you for the baby.
Hey, I'm just saying, all of a sudden we're gonna have a lot of people that are having a lot of babies this time next year. So there's gonna be a lot of people moving up. So
those speakeasies,
that's
what's going on.
I don't even want to talk about it. Wait till January rolls around here. Good grief.
All right, so baby booms are going. You're right, baby booms. What else is going on? Hey, Robin, how are you? What are you seeing out there?
Family. I traveled to San Diego. I couldn't stay away. It's just been so hard to stay away from kids and grandkids. So, yeah, I've been digging into the family.
I appreciate you saying that, because that's a big piece too, isn't it? When we're looking at the personal side, is traveling. How many of us had trips that we had this summer that we had to either ice them or we had to change them in some way, right? Yeah, 2 hands. Yeah, everyone's hands are going up.
Yeah.
Are our clients feeling the same thing?
Sure.
1000%, right?
Yep.
That's great, Robin. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. What's another one? Family and travel was the last one. Baby booms. What else are we seeing out there?
Patrick.
Yes, Jody.
Something that Keller Williams has really impressed upon me in the 3 years that I've been with them is leveraging what we do into our future. And in my world, that was being able to finally do our own fix and flips with the goal of starting to buy our own multifamily, but using the fix and flips to leverage that. And I had a goal this year of doing 4, which obviously COVID kind of slowed things down, but we have 2 more under contract. So that'll be 3 close this year. And it's the scariest thing I've done to have that personally on my actual, like they're mine, it's against my name. But I don't know, I guess this year put it into perspective. It's like, well, no time like the present, let's get it done. So
Yeah, and great job on
a blessing and thankful for the lessons.
So we're seeing, fix and flips, we're seeing opportunity, right? We're seeing leverage and we're seeing opportunity show up, even on the personal side.
And they're wholesale. The market on MLS is not showing these yet. They're all wholesale, so it's a different hunting game, but it works.
Yeah. So you're having to be strategic is what I'm hearing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you got to have your ear to the ground and know what's going on. And it takes a few months to get, those conversations going when they know to come back to you. So
here's some, and I appreciate you sharing that, Jody. Thank you. Ready for some fun?
Sure.
Let's talk about numbers for a moment. And I know, grab yourself a cup of coffee, shake it out a little bit. We're going math. All right. So when we look at contracts written, what has happened in the last 90 days? In our walls here at Keller Williams Executives, in the month of June, you wrote 90 contracts. 90 contracts in the month of June that I'm seeing on here has only been passed once, and that was in June of 2015. So in the middle of a pandemic, in the middle of everything going on, you made a decision to keep going. Because you made that decision to keep going, in the month of July, you wrote 68 contracts. There's a lot going on in July, if I remember this right.
Yep.
Because I feel like we're in May right now. So, July was kind of that off month, right? That middle, we didn't really know what was going to happen. We didn't know what was going on with the schools. We didn't know. A lot of this was on here.
Open houses just started to open back up.
The open houses were closed. Yeah. Month of August, they're open, not anymore. Speak easy. In the month of August, we went to 78 contracts. So you actually increased from July to August at 78 written contracts. Now, this all correlates as well as looking at contracts, written volume, great. Let's talk about some money. Closed GCI, your closings, your money that you took home. In the month of August, our office closed, this is GCI, this is your money, $747,000 and $747,004. We can't forget the 4. So that was important. That's one of the all-time highs that we've seen. In the month of July, going 1 month back, you closed $756,282. In the month of June, you closed $695,561. So no matter what, in the middle of a pandemic, with all of this going on,
where nobody's buying or selling.
We're writing, we're closing, right? Which I think is important to focus on that GCI because that's what's in your bank account. So no matter what, you had a 14.2% increase year over year, month over month in August, I'm sorry. So in August 2020, you increased by 14.2% from August of 2019. And I know that seems like a long time ago. It was August of 2019, right?
Yeah.
What was going on in August of 2019, Debbie?
I don't even remember anymore.
Was it a slow market?
August typically slows down a little bit.
Okay.
Yep.
So was there anything going on in the market that would hinder sales or activities for sales in 2019?
In 2019 in August. I didn't know there was going to be a test. I would have looked it up on Google. Not that I can remember. I mean, school was getting back into session, right? It's
Right.
the usual August craziness.
August rush,
Yeah.
right? Close out the homes before. Yet you closed more during a pandemic. You closed more when we didn't know what was going on in schools.
Things were like normal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that wild if you let that sink in for a second? So when I look at this, and I look at our contracts written, and I look at these pieces here, here's some amazing news. We still got another quarter.
Yeah.
Right now. So how many of us were here last week for team meeting? Right? Online, how many of us were here last week for team meeting? Perfect. William Kretzer, what did we go over last week at team meeting? His microphone's not working.
So
There he is.
We went over a lot of things, but I know one of the things we kept hitting on was what you do now is going to pay off down the road, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. So working during the pandemic, those first few months is going to pay off July, August, September.
Yeah. So, and one thing we talked about as well was that GPS, right?
Yep.
That global positioning service, right, William Kretzer? Well, we discussed William to move. Oh, he's got one. Look at that. So that was one of the conversations that we talked about was creating your GPS. So I thought about this over the weekend when I didn't have 10 cups of coffee. And I was looking at it and I was like, what does your GPS look like for the fourth quarter? If you could engineer your fourth quarter, what would that look like? What do you intend to earn? How many closings? What is your goal? Do they tie in together?
They should.
Gosh, I hope so, right? Are we focused around leads, listings, and leverage? And what are we doing in September to get ready for the fourth quarter? What are you doing today? Did you know there's 16 days left before the fourth quarter? 16 working days, not counting weekends. That's it, 16. What activities are we doing today and throwing gas on the fire to get ready for October? Have you thought about that?
One of the last days to get an offer accepted, whether it's a listing or a buyer, if you've got between 30 and 40 days to get it closed, would be about mid-November. So think about your fourth quarter that way. If you want money to hit your bank account by December 31st, it needs to close in December, so it better be under contract by mid to at the very latest end of November, unless you got a bunch of cash buyers in your pocket that can close quickly, or you got an awesome lender that has already got somebody done, and all they need is a address and an appraisal, and you can close quickly.
I love that.
So what's your focus around that, right? So that starts to take your window and shrink it up a little bit. If you think about, is this going to hit my wallet in December, or is it going to hit my wallet in January or February?
Exactly.
Which they're all good, right? But how soon do you want it or need it? Because the American bill collecting system has a pretty good system. They never change, I found. So I think working this plan becomes even more important than almost any other time of year.
I would have to agree with you, Debbie Connor. You must be a coach or something.
Yeah, it must be.
So here's my question then, when you're looking at engineering your fourth quarter, and when I first started this, I was like 10 transactions earn $100,000 in the fourth quarter, right? Now, the reality is we have to stagger them. So whatever we're looking to earn and whatever our transaction goal is, how are you, which is perfectly said, how are you staggering it between October, November, and December? What would your December look like by having the greatest Christmas for your family that you could engineer in September? Pandemic, no pandemic. We just went over the numbers and everything you all are doing. We met with a team from Birmingham the other day, and now I'm going on y'all and trying to pull off of that. That's actually a word, by the way. It's YALL. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
It's in the Funkin' Way.
Didn't know that. Little detour there. And going back to this here a little bit, what does this look like in October? If you could engineer things starting in September, what does your October need to look like? I mean, One Home Colorado and Steve showed it here last month, right? In 30 days, 13 closings. Yeah. Right? Bud Doyle's knocking it out of the park as a single agent. It wasn't just this month. I know he's ramping up. So what do we need this to look like? Jamie Goldman hit the boards here this week. She's coming out firing again. What does this need to look like in October, November, and December? Have you thought about what strategies can go into that? You know the best part? The thing that gets me all excited? Here's my competitive side. I know that when November 15th hits, majority of the agents who are my competition start to go to sleep.
Oh, they turned into pumpkins.
Pumpkins.
Yeah.
When do those pumpkins wake up again? It's getting warmer.
Yeah,
I'm taking
March,
this off.
April, May. Who knows anymore? I think half of them are still sleeping because of COVID. Most of them are.
So is there still fear in our industry right now? Yeah. Yes, there is. Absolutely. We're actually seeing, and Josh had brought this out, on extreme behaviors going on. Hesitance, extreme. Same thing, I'm hearing it from top agents right now. Busier than they've ever been before. One of the largest independent brokers in Denver, we were meeting last week and we were talking about this, true story. He goes, you know, Patrick, I asked him the same question. He goes, you know, Patrick, when I look at this last year, July of 2020 was the greatest month we've had since June of 2006. Wow. Jesse's, yeah. Think about that for a second. One of the largest independent brokers, he has a whole team underneath them, all those different things. July of this year annihilated every month outside of June of 2006. How are they looking at the fourth quarter? I can tell you, he didn't book a trip to go on vacation, right?
Yeah, sometimes it's worth putting it off.
So let's talk about this a little bit here, and we're going to kind of go through this. So if you look at leads, listings, leverage, what 5 strategies can you create and take accountability and commitment for in the month of October? Knowing that your month of October is actually going to feed your month of November, right? How many listing appointments do I need to go on in September, or buyer appointments, or what I need to look like on the mix on that so I can get started on hitting my 4 in October? Here's a beautiful thing, going back to November 15th and the pumpkin, right? When we ramp up here, you completely separate yourself from the rest of the pack. I shared this number, and I've shared it many times over. 38% of Denver licensees didn't sell a home in 12 months, and last year in the fourth quarter. I guarantee you that number will change this year. Yeah. There's no way around it. Yep. Dramatically. So are you taking advantage of the opportunities that are in front of you? Do you already have Halloween things getting ready to go out? Do you have Turkey Day things going out? Pies going out? Do you have a plan for December here? Another thought. Did you know that by knocking it out of the park in the fourth quarter, you may have just created your 2021 business?
Yeah. Well, you should be September, October, you should already be planning for 2021. Your business plan should be coming together. Your budget, personal, business, would that be word?
Don't I wait until January for that?
No,
Oh,
only if you don't want to hit your numbers until maybe June or July.
so Deb, have we started on something like this?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on this? Pamela's going into deep thought here. What are your thoughts going on, right? Ross, you're going into thought. Online, what are your thoughts? Water's warm, jump in.
Hey, William, what's on your GPS for October?
Set an appointment or don't go home. That's what it boils down to every day.
Does your family know that?
We talked about it. See, last night it snowed. Was it Monday? Yeah, Monday. We talked about it Monday.
So are they going to lock you out until you can prove that you got an appointment?
Oh, probably not. They're a bunch of softies like me.
Oh, then I'm going to call them and talk to them. I'm going to call Kate. Yeah, and your kids. So, yeah, what's the accountability there and what's the win, right? Do they know what the win is? Good.
So let me ask this question. There are several of us who are kind of hung up on what strategies to plug into each month. Just being real, transparent question, right? Or do we have it already figured out? We know we're constantly growing, and here's, yeah, Ross is like, ugh, the hand's going up. So next week, and this literally is a dovetail, next week there's an opportunity for you to be in an event that you can customize around leads, listings, leverage, around your plan for the fourth quarter from those who are doing it at an extremely high level. And you can customize the entire thing. It's not a Zoom. Mega Camp 2020.
Yep.
It's 119 right now to go. Tomorrow it turns into 149.
Bargain at 149.
At 149 it's a bargain. Now, if you don't want to pay either of those prices, William knocked it out of the park. Several of our agents have knocked it out of the park on bringing in referrals of productive agents. So if you don't want to pay the 119 or the 149, you want a free ticket and bring a friend, this could be a great opportunity because guess what? They're having the same conversation right now, except they're not because it's going on up here. And that conversation is, can I afford Christmas? Can we get real for a second?
Oh, yeah.
Can I afford Christmas? Can I afford my mortgage? Do I need to get another job? These are things that are happening in our market right now, and it's real conversation because they don't have a plan and they don't have anyone holding them accountable. So that could be a great opportunity. You know, we have Jake's Tape coming up this Friday. That's another leverage piece for you. Jake's been talking about, you know, how to prevent those from going into short sale.
Yeah, it's huge.
If you don't know what a short sale is, there's nothing short about it at all. And once they're in the water, it's hard to get them out. Trust me, was in the business. What's that?
Quicksand in the water.
It's like quicksand, right?
Yeah. The only thing short about it is your patience. Everybody's patience.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Those are challenging times. Those times, ladies and gentlemen, are coming up again. I can promise you that. So if we know that's happening, are we reaching out to our database and saying, hey, who do you know that's having a hard time paying your mortgage right now? I would love to help you out. Here's some different solutions. Is that different than trying to shark them like blood in the water? Oh, now they're behind on their mortgage. I better get in there in the short sale, right? Whoop, now they're going REO. Ladies and gentlemen, you have an opportunity to prevent this from happening. Our industry does. It's how we choose to approach it and attack it. So are we having some of these conversations? Are we getting into talking with those like Jake, who specialized in this 10 years ago? and he comes from a lending background. He saw it on both sides. Yep. Right? So are we taking advantage of that? Are we taking advantage of Bold Pivot coming up in October 20th? Here's what's interesting. I can directly correlate when we ran Bold Pivot to what the production numbers are.
And who?
And who. So are we taking advantage of that? My point is that when there's leverage in front of you, are we signing up for it? In October, the first week in October is how to earn $100,000 in 30 days. It's October 6th and 8th. We bump the dates out for you so that you hit the ground running in the fourth quarter. Are you signed up for that?
Like somebody planned it.
It's almost like someone planned it. We have speakers coming in. We have Denny Grimes coming in. We have, oh, I'm going to let the cat out of the bag. Can I let the cat out of the bag?
Which one?
Multiple.
Okay.
All right. We got Jenny Wallach coming up.
What?
That was William. Jenny Wallach's coming up. She's on her way right now to go to Austin, Texas to meet with Gary Keller. She's coming up in the fourth quarter. Are you going to be in this room or online, and are you bringing a guest so they hear it too?
Why should they talk to her or listen to her?
Gosh, I don't know. Gary's top 100, kind of a mega agent, right? William, why don't you tell us, why should we be in the room on Jenny Wallach? You and I talked about this.
Where to start? So, I mean, she is a professional businesswoman who has just taken over a large city in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Her team that she has grown, it's all based on relationships, referrals, and just getting to know her sphere. So many of us are scared to death. We're wusses about cold calling and calling and talking to people we don't know. She went that similar direction, but she has conquered, and her business has just exploded. And like I said, I mean, she does things, she reaches out, she gives back to the community, she does events well. Man, I don't know. I send her several referrals a year because I'm from that area originally, and she takes care of all my family and friends I send, and she's just phenomenal. She is a teacher. She is a coach. Yeah, it doesn't matter what level of production you're at, but I would say, especially if you are a woman in today's market, in today's business, she is going to speak straight into your soul. But she'll be good to listen to. I'm excited. Sorry, I'm kind of mumbling.
We got William goosebumps over there.
I've been trying to get her for years. Come out here and get to meet her.
So while we let William grab some tissue, and we'll hug it out later, my friend. Yeah. Oh, there's the one tear, Jamie. All right. So guess what? We also got this one's for you, Bud Doyle. Do I still got you? Bud Doyle.
By the way, before Bud speaks, I'm sorry, I don't want to cut him off, but I did see Jenny at Family Reunion this past year, and she really is an amazing speaker and has so much information about, being the neighborhood expert and reaching out to your community and how to really stay in touch with people. She was a really great speaker, so it's absolutely worth the time.
Yeah, she's on that level of Gene Rivers and those guys that, yeah.
Right? Here, Bud, you're going to like this one, my friend. This is for you, brother. We got one of the top single agents in the entire southeast of KW, Nikki Klein, who's going to come in and talk with us here. Top single agent, Nikki Klein, out of Florida. Jamie, we may be able to work something out there. And she's going to be coming and virtually jumping on our team meeting and sharing her class, which is how to be a top single agent. Could we find value in that?
They believe in the case method. Copy and share everything. I used to call it copy and steal everything, but you don't have to steal it at KW. Share it. Everybody shares it, which is cool.
We all grow.
Yeah.
So that's part of what's going on. There's more in the pocket right now, but I'm only going to share a little bit at a time. Here's my point. Are you taking advantage of what's coming up? Are you taking advantage of these opportunities? Mega Camp's going to be a big one. Oh yeah, Jenny's going to be speaking there too.
You don't,
Nikki might also.
there's no fire marshal going, you can't come even down the hall anymore, let alone in the room, because it's that jam-packed, certain sessions. I'm not kidding. You would run down the hallways to go get into rooms, just to get to the end of the hall, and the fire marshals are going, we can't hold another person.
Nope. Backup plan.
Now you can get into all of them.
All of them.
That's never happened before.
Right.
That's amazing.
So keep an eye on what we're doing in the market center, some different things we have going on. Also, take advantage of this. I mean, holy cow, this is unprecedented times, and that's like a hashtag word now, right? So 2 words. And take advantage of what this opportunity is, because you can customize it. You can have access for 60 days after, right? You're hearing from the top in the industry, just hearing from Gary Keller alone, just hearing from Tim Ferriss alone.
Yeah.
Forget about the panels for a second, just that. You'll gain massive value. Here's my challenge for you. We've given the option of discounted tickets. We've given the option of having a free ticket. Ticket prices are going to rise tomorrow. It's set in stone, it's happening. Yep. Right now, we have 32 agents and guests going. Here's my challenge though. We have just as many guests going to this as our own agents.
Isn't that wild how somebody outside sees the value of it faster than the ones that are already in the pool?
Yeah, so even for those who are on the call right now, in the room right now, have we signed up for this? If we haven't, oh my goodness, why haven't we? It's part of the September plan to launch October, November, December. Are we internalizing that and then taking action? Don't overthink it, right? There's, look at that. Denny Grimes on September 23rd is going to go get shadow sellers off the fence. Dave Jenks is coming at the end of the month. Why list with me? We're flooding with opportunities right now. Grab onto this, because everyone has an even playing field.
Well, when you listen and people share how they do what they do and how they got where they're at today, which nobody else does, they all started as brand new agents. They all started as brand new in the business. And some of them not all that long ago. Some of them, they're old dogs like me, and they've been doing it for a while, but they still go because they're still learning and still, you know, sharpening their skills and honing their abilities to, like Denny, you know, get a shadow seller off the fence.
Mm-hmm. Tell me.
He could just be out there doing it instead of sharing it.
He could be.
Yeah.
So take a look at this, what we talked about, what happened in the last 90 days. Business, personal. What do you want the next 90 days to look like? Right now is your playing field. Right now is your opportunity. It's not tomorrow. It's not next week. It's not next month. It's right now, today. So my question is what are you going to do today that's going to impact and increase the amount of not just production, but quality of life and the other pieces of your life, the time, right? What are you going to do today? What change are you going to make today? Look at Atomic Habits. It's not these great changes. It's the 1%ers, the tiny, tiny little bit. And then lean on leadership, lean on us, how we can help you. And if you have someone like William did, and William came to me and said, I want Jenny in on a team meeting. And that's a real story. William was that 90 days ago, right? Right about that, William came to me and said that. Took a little bit of time to happen, and it happened. Who do you want in our team meeting? Who's going to impact your world, impact your life? They may not even be in real estate. Nope. Yet there's opportunity. So with that, we're going to let you go as we wrap up here. Yes, Brooksy.
Can I make one announcement?
Yes, please.
It's totally unrelated to what's coming up, but Medras Community and Charities Committee, we are having a paint-a-thon next Wednesday. The sign up is going to go out to everyone. I would love for you guys to join me there next week. Sign up goes out today.
Awesome. Cool. Thank you, Brooksy. Keep an eye on that. And vote for Shelby. All right, with that, have an awesome week and weekend. We'll see you next week. Take advantage of this. We will not have team meeting next Wednesday. because we will all be in Mega Camp, right?
Yes.
So make it happen. There's free tickets, discounted tickets. Let's engineer your fourth quarter to make it the most incredible fourth quarter Christmas end of year you've ever had, and 2021 will be paved itself. Awesome. Have a great week. Thank you, guys.